Yo, what is good, YouTube? It is your boy Real. I'm Killfun, aka that boy Killfun, and I'm back with a different type of video today. Today I'm gonna be doing rating all of the finishing badges on a scale basically from 1 through 10. I know on the title's gonna say ranking. If you want me to do ranking, make sure you leave it down in the comments. But I'm gonna just be doing rating all the finishing badges from 1 to 10. After I do the rating, I'll probably do the rating first, and then I'm gonna do the explanation behind it. Now, these are all opinion based, so if you don't agree, you can leave it down in the comment section, or you can literally whatever you want to do with it. I don't care. But this is all just opinion based. I've used just about every badge in the game. If there's like a couple badges that I never use, I'm probably just gonna leave it as a 0, just because they probably have no use. Or if you think that they have a use, make sure you leave it down in the comment section. But there are a lot of badges in this game, but today we're gonna focus on the finishing. So let's get right into it. But before we do that, make sure you leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let's get into it. Okay, so we back now, and let's get right into it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go one by one, starting. So I'm gonna do Acrobat, back down, Punisher, consistent finisher, and just left to right, and then the next row. We're gonna give these ratings off a 10 scale, and then I'm gonna explain why. So we're gonna start off with Acrobat. For Acrobat, and we're going just basically off of these are basically Hall of Fame. So as you see, like, these are basically just going off of their Hall of Fame only. Not if they're silver, not if they're bronze or anything like that. Just basically if they're Hall of Fame, because that's gonna be the easiest one to do. So Acrobat, I gave it a 7, just because it's okay, but it's not to the point where it's so effective that you notice it every time that like a player goes to the rim or anything like that. Like, it's cool, but I don't know, I feel like layups in this game, any type of thing that has to do with layups that isn't like one of these 2 badges that I'm gonna point out later, I just feel like they're not even that useful. So Acrobat, we're gonna get at a 7. Back down, Punisher. Now this is what I said, anything that has to do with the post, like at all, it's anything above an 8. Anything above an 8. The lowest you can give it is an 8, because post players are OP. So back down, Punisher, Hall of Fame, it gets excuse me, it gets a 9 on my scale. Now the reason I gave it a 9, just because back down, Punisher, if you guys don't know, like how I have my pull to chair video, it can make you fall a lot. I get a lot of when people hold RT and they have that back down Punisher, you do fall a lot more with the pull to chair. But a lot of people don't know how to pull the chair, and if you don't, you can go ahead, scroll a couple videos back. I got it over there. But that's the only reason why I'm giving it a 9 and it's not a 10. Now, consistent finisher, I literally gave this a 5. This is the consistent finisher Hall of Fame. I gave it a 5. Just because, like I said, I feel like layups are so broken in this game, and they literally don't matter. Like, most of the time when you do a layup, it's when it's wide open, or you're just like, you're doing like, it's a last second shot. Most of the time, most people don't just go in and try to do contact layups in there. They're finishing because there's Intimidator, which basically cancels just about all of this. So consistent finisher, I gave it a 5. If you guys think different, you can leave it down in the comments. Contact finisher Hall of Fame, gave it a 10, obviously, just because this is like probably the most lethal badge for finishing, because obviously it gives you the contact dunks, and stuff like that. Just basically it gives you contact dunks. So that's why I gave it a 10 out of 10. Everybody uses contact finisher. There's not one finisher who doesn't use contact finisher. If you do, I'm gonna pray for you, because I don't know what you're doing. Cross key score Hall of Fame, we gave this I gave this a 5. I didn't really find no use in it, just because I never really used it. I don't really see people use it, and I don't know, it doesn't seem that useful. Nobody really uses it, so I'm not gonna say nobody really uses it. I haven't seen many people use it, so let's do it like that. Now, deep hooks Hall of Fame, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. If you're a post player, no explanation needed. 10 out of 10. Going on to the next one, drop stepper Hall of Fame, 10 out of 10. If you're a post player, 10 out of 10. There's no ifs and buts about it, bro. Just all post badges, 10 out of 10, bro. Except for back down Punisher and another one I'm gonna get into, I think. I don't know. Fancy footwork Hall of Fame, we gave it an 8, just because I feel like fancy footwork is cool, and if you know what I'm talking about, it's one animation where you can always basically get a contact dunk whenever you're doing fancy footwork. But I feel like fancy footwork is a lot. It's cool, but it's not the best one you should use when you're trying to get to the paint and get like dunk gatherings and stuff like that. It still is good, don't get me wrong. That's why I gave it an 8, but I just feel like it's not that good where it's a 10 out of 10, you know. So fast break finisher, we gave this one an 8, just because it boosts your takeover meter when you're like on a fast break, so you know that's good. But as far as it goes like that, I don't think it actually does anything that's like it don't help you finishing on fast breaks or nothing like that or anything like that. So it basically, this one and Showtime are pretty much the same thing to me. But I mean, I guess Giant Slayer, we gave it a 7. Giant Slayer Hall of Fame, gave it a 7, just because, like I said, it heightens the effectiveness of layups over taller defenders, as you see right there. Like I said, I feel like layups are so broken in this game, and all it takes is an Intimidator on Gold or Hall of Fame and a big man to be right there, and you can just basically get all that stuff canceled out. So that's why I gave it a 7. Lob City Finisher, 9 out of 10, just because you do finish a lot more lobs when you have Lob City Finisher, and when people are by you, like 3 people, stuff like that, you do have a better chance of finishing that lob. Now, the only thing that I couldn't give it a 10 is because you don't finish all your lobs, obviously, but you know, it does this job. It does its job, and it does it very well. So I gave it a 9. Pick and roller, I gave it a 6, just because I don't feel like anybody really uses pick and roller. Like, it's probably one of those badges that you see on my team, but nobody else really uses it like that. I mean, it's cool, but I mean, most people, when they do picks, they just basically have in the center either pop or they're rolling to get the rebound, excuse me, but that's pretty much it. So we gave that a 6. Pro Touch, I feel like I gave it a 7.5. That's why I feel like this is one of the only ones I had to give it like a 7.5, just because it's like, it works, but it's not to the point where it's like it's gonna change your whole entire game. Like I can't even talk. It does work, but I don't feel like it works to the point where it's like I need this badge. It's more so if you have extra stuff, like if you hit legend, you just throw this one on just because, you know, it's just like something like that. So I gave it a 7.5. Putback Boss, I gave it a 6, just because most of the time after you get an offensive rebound, center standing right there, you got Intimidator, you're not gonna finish, let's be honest. If anybody has Hall of Fame Intimidator, it just basically cancels this badge out, just because you're gonna get around an 80% contest just about every time, unless you're like a post player and you're doing like a deep hooks or something like that. Then that's 2 different badges. Relentless Finisher Hall of Fame, we are giving this a 9, just because it's a very underrated badge. A lot of people don't know how to really use it. They think it's Relentless Finisher like how it was in 2K17, and that's not the case. This basically, when you're tired, it basically takes you into a lot more contact dunk animations, like layup animations and stuff like that. Like, if you're dead tired, if you have this on Hall of Fame, you're still able to dunk the ball, versus if somebody didn't have this badge, they would most likely do a layup. So that's why I gave it a 9 out of 10, just because when it's on Hall of Fame, it does work, and I have like used it, and it is one of my badges that I use a lot. Showtime, I gave it a 8, just because I played with one of my homies. He actually did run Showtime, and it was giving us a lot of takeover. What we were doing was we were basically trying to boost our takeover, so I could get like basically playmaker clips, stuff like that. So what I would do is I would do a flashy pass to him, have him dunk the ball, and I will get my flashy pass assist and the Showtime on top of that, and I will be just about at halfway my bar already. So it does work, and it actually is very good. So, you know, I feel like this is a very underrated badge, and you know, it can be useful. So a lot of people don't sleep on it. Slithery Finisher, probably my favorite badge in the game. I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. I can't give it a 10 out of 10 just because sometimes it does make you lose the ball. But a lot of the times, man, this badge is so good. I'm gonna give it a 9.5. 9.5. I'm not even gonna, you know, sugarcoat it or nothing like that. Let's give it a 9.5. Just because that 0.5, you do lose the ball sometimes, but you know, as far as it goes, everybody knows, if you watch my videos, Slithery Finisher is such a good badge, and I would take Slithery Finisher over Fancy Footwork all day, every day. Now, Teardropper, probably the worst badge in the game. The absolute worst badge. It doesn't even work. Like, it works, but floaters and runners are so broken in this game, it just literally makes no sense. I gave it a 2. This is probably the lowest badge on this game. And I'm sure I'm probably include the clip of when last year when I had it on Hall of Fame and it still did not work. It just basically floaters, if you know, you know, floaters are so broken in this game. They are so trash. And that's pretty much gonna conclude the finishing badges. If you guys want me to do shooting, defense, and playmaking, I'm probably gonna do it anyway. But you know, make sure you leave a like on this video. If you have anything that you disagree with, make sure you leave it down in the comments, and you know, I'll be down there talking to you guys and stuff like that. But as far as it goes, that's it. That's the finishing badges, rating them. We only had 3 10 out of 10s, which is contact finisher, deep hooks, and drop stepper, and the rest were pretty much, you know, all decent except for teardropper. So this is me, your boy Real. I'm Killfun, aka that boy Killfun. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel and follow me on Twitch. And I will see you guys in the next video. And I'm out, y'all. Peace.
Look, can you see the 8? I've been in the darkness of my heart and it ain't safe. I ain't really here, but I know that it's okay, cause I died, don't drown. I can walk across the lake. These